Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Vasila Built for Speed here, and today we're working on this beast, Mega Cab 2500. And I told you guys I will be making more videos on it. Today I'm gonna be swapping the exhaust out. I have a 5-inch exhaust, which is ridiculously loud when you go on throttle, and it's so much vibration on it when I'm towing and stuff that it literally feels like I'm gonna shake every bolt out of the whole truck. So it's very uncomfortable. I don't really care about the noise, but just the fact of how much vibration it creates. And also, I guess, drone. It's so much drone inside that you have to scream inside when you're on throttle with the 5-inch exhaust. So today I got 4-inch exhaust. I'm gonna swap it to a 4-inch. I got stainless steel from Spelab. I will link this exhaust in the description below for this truck. So today I'm gonna do from the turbo all the way out, full 4-inch pretty much. This is a stock size 4-inch exhaust, stainless steel. So yeah, I'm gonna be swapping it out. This is gonna be a lot better. I'm gonna get also the muffler probably from them, but they didn't have it in stock right now, so we'll probably do that later. But today we're just gonna swap out the 5-inch for the 4-inch and send it. Okay, so you can see this fat exhaust. Look at it. Yeah, it's a big exhaust, and it started to rust like on spaces right here. This is not stainless steel. You can see it's rusting already really bad on that clamp, down here on that one. It's very rusty looking. So I'm gonna spray all the clamps with WD-40 everywhere, all the bolts and stuff. Not that I really care, because I'm gonna be probably throwing it away. Maybe I'll just post it for sale for really cheap or something. But yeah, I'm gonna spray all those and then start removing them. Okay, about 4 hours later, we got the exhaust on. It was a little bit challenging. There was points where we kind of thought it wouldn't fit, but we kind of got it to fit. Like I said, with these aftermarket exhausts, it's kind of one of those things where you kind of have to work with it, because unless you have the factory pipe that's already designed for it, it's going to be very hard to get a perfect fitment. But I think we cleared everything. As you can see, it clears here. Kind of had to wiggle this part around so it clears there. So it's not touching, I'm hitting it, it's not touching anything underneath also. And then up on top, as you can see, what I had to do, what we ended up doing, is putting the last two pipes, the tip and this pipe that goes over the diff first. Putting it, doing that first one first, and then putting this one into that one, and then hanging this one onto that hanger. And then I had to trim this pipe. There's a small pipe, the smallest pipe. This is the next smallest. We had to trim this one just a little bit, maybe 3-4 inches, to insert into here, and then we just worked our way back. But we did the turbo pipe first, and then that last tip, the last part of the exhaust, and then this one, and then we kind of worked the middle section around it. It's still not quite straight. I don't know if that's how it's supposed to be fitment wise, but I was really worried about the turbo part. You know, I didn't want too much tension on the turbo, so I kind of just did my best to kind of adjust it. But we did a lot of playing around to make sure it clears everything. It's just that part is the trickiest, making sure it doesn't hit that fifth wheel, because I think mine is the aftermarket. That's what sucks on that one. Like, I didn't have a fifth wheel attachment there. I think the factory is a little bit different, but that's what we had to clear. We had to clear that, and then by the spring there too. So anyways, we got it in, so we should be good to go. I tightened the clamp on the turbo, and then there's a bunch of clamps here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 clamps. So I tightened all them up. Seems like it clears, doesn't move around, doesn't hit anything, so we should be good to go, all set. So now I'm going to try to see how it sounds. I'm going to start the truck up. So I have a 2017, and I have the Mega Cab with the 6.5 bed. I ended up not using this at all. I ended up using the next smaller one, which is a little bit larger pipe. It's a little bit larger, but here, and then we just ended up trimming it a little bit, because this one was a little too short, that one was a little bit too long, so we had to trim the other one to make it work. But this was a challenge. I mean, this is one of the first ones we've done a full exhaust on replacement. And then the 5-inch, I'm going to show you guys, that I had on here when I bought the truck. It had a bunch of dents. I think these needed to happen to clear, we just ended up slicing on top of the rear diff. By the spring, we just ended up slicing it to be able to take it out, because we could not separate it here because it kind of welded itself together, this garbage. And you can see it's rusted. It's from Idaho or something like that. There's some of those states where they salt the roads, and yeah, and I think it kind of welded itself too and kind of ate itself a little bit. So, and this is not stainless steel. So anyways, that's what I had to do to take it out. This is how the clamp looks by the turbo. A new one looks similar. You can see this clamp is smaller than this. So to be honest, this 5-inch pipe doesn't really make sense, because this, technically, the exhaust is 4 inches out of the turbo. So I don't understand how is the turbo 4-inch and then the 5-inch supposedly helps it. Now, I mean, if anything, it will probably decrease the torque and the reaction, the turbo spool time, it will decrease it, because literally it's just, it goes from 4-inch to 5-inch into the exhaust, and it doesn't make any sense. There's no benefit of it, maybe besides the sound. That's it. Because you can see, you can see right here, this is 4-inch, that section there, and then it just goes up into 5-inch. So literally there's no point of 5-inch, and it rattles every bolt out of the truck. So it didn't make any sense, to be honest. Number one. Number two, too much drone, especially upon acceleration. You can't hear nothing, and it just vibrates like the whole truck out. So yeah, we got this Spelab 4-inch pipe on. It fits. Yeah, like I said, it took us a while to figure it out. It's a little bit challenging, but we got it to fit, and I think it will work fine. Probably better than the 5-inch did anyways. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, comment in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer them. Okay, let's start it up and see how it sounds. Pretty loud, as you guys can see. It's not quiet. I would not say it's quiet. I know, just give it a little bit of revs. It's not quiet. I don't want to rev it too much because it's not as hot. I mean, we started it, but yeah, it's not quiet. It's enough. I think it's plenty. It's plenty of sound for a 4-inch. I don't see the need of 5-inch. It's pointless. Okay, so right after we did that, I guess it started rattling, and where it started rattling is where that is right there, the gooseneck trailer. So, and plus over here, let me climb under there, I'll show you guys. Okay, so this is the turbo up there, and over here when it was coming, like I tried to kind of loosen that clamp up there and then twist it. It wouldn't let me. Like this, the position of this, there was a bracket here, this bracket here that goes into the side rail, and it was so far out that it was kind of putting a weird angle, and this downpipe, I couldn't straighten it out because I wanted to tighten this and make sure it's straight, make sure it doesn't put tension on the turbo, because last thing I need is tension on the turbo. So this clamp did not let me, so we just grinded off this clamp, and then we also had to, let me show you guys, this one right here that goes straight on top, that's that hanger, you can see, we had to trim it about 1.5 inches for it to clear, but now it cleared. So pretty much the only modification we had to make is cut off this clamp that goes into this rail to straighten out that turbo so there's no tension, and then I'll show you guys what we did in the back where the gooseneck trailer goes. Okay, and up here, this is the gooseneck net trailer. This is right here. This is aftermarket. I don't know original if it's up here too, but I think when they designed this pipe, they didn't take into account for the trucks that have the gooseneck trailer from factory or aftermarket. So it was rattling on top of that. So when I had to take the right on top of this bend, I had to dent it in pretty much at that angle where this gooseneck trailer kind of slopes right here, slopes down. and then straight right there at that corner it was rattling. It was kind of because obviously diesels are not smooth, especially inline six. So I just kind of dented it in, and that's it. And now it fits perfect, as you can see, straight down to the front. That's front, back, and then up. I'll show you guys how it comes out. And right here you can see this is stock tire, and it comes out, so you can trim this if you want, but I like it. It's clear, it's pretty nice. So yeah, this whole truck is now it's ready to go. Just those small modifications, but most of them, maybe some really expensive set that you won't have to make any modifications, but most of these aftermarket exhausts, usually you have to make a little bit of modification here and there. And then also they give you extra length, so you have to trim the pipe depending on their length, but that's pretty basic, pretty standard. They give you extra pipes pieces, so you can cut whichever one, depending on the size of the cab you have and all that stuff, you can trim it, but that's pretty standard. But those brackets, or what do you want to call those, hangers, that's not really standard, and denting it in is not really standard. So those two things, Spelab, they're gonna have to, I messaged them, I sent them photos, and that they're gonna have to refine these, because I've seen them do the 5-inch pipe, and the guy had no issues. It fit in perfect. So they got the 5-inch down, you know, figured out. But this 4-inch, I don't know if they didn't have enough purchases or something, but yeah, this 4-inch, I had a little bit of fitment issues. But like I said, I told them detailed information of what needed to get refined, and they they thanked me for getting to them and letting them know. So I'm guessing maybe hopefully after this they're not gonna have any fitment issues, because they're going to take into account, you know, the gooseneck, and then they're going to probably refine that pipe with the hangers. That's right after the down pipe or the turbo pipe, or whatever you want to call it. So that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching. Like you guys heard the sound, it's not, I already drove it. The sound is definitely not quiet. It's definitely a little bit quieter, like it's not overwhelming where the 5-inch was. That I had on it. I don't know, maybe different 5 inches, you know, pipes, they sound differently, and maybe if you run a muffler on a 5-inch, maybe it'll sound different. But the 5-inch was way too much. It had no muffler, nothing on it. Like when you would get on it, like you couldn't talk inside, and it was so loud, like everything felt like it was vibrating, and just it felt like literally the screws will fall off the truck. So this definitely turned it down a bit. It's by no means it's quiet, but it's definitely quieter, and I'm planning to put the muffler on it also. For sure I'm going to put it on, because it's definitely not quiet yet. So yeah, but it's definitely better. It's, you know, it's manageable now, you know. People can put up with it, and it wasn't really my neighbors are pretty cool with it, you know. They don't really care. They have diesel trucks, they're pretty loud too, but yeah, definitely not to the extent where mine was 5-inch. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, comments below. I'll link the exhaust in my description of my video. This is stainless steel exhaust. This is not 304. This is, I guess, I forgot, I have to look. It's something 407 or something like that. Stainless steel. So I guess to the magnet, it's still magnetized, so it will stick. So it's a little bit different kind of stainless steel, but yeah. So yeah, like I said, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and as usual, see ya next time. Peace.